What's up, YouTube? What's up, Extreme Gains family? I'm Chuck. This is Extreme Gains. I am not a financial advisor. Nothing I say is or ever will be financial advice. Please do not take it as such. Today is Sunday, April 10th, 2022. This is the AMC, GME, and SPY Algo Exposed weekly update and preparation video for tomorrow and beyond. I hope you have had a great weekend. I hope you're enjoying your Sunday. I'm going to be brief but thorough. I want to go over the regulars that I always go over here. That is my Snake Algo method and Snake Algo for AMC, GME, and SPY, and macro comparatives for AMC and SPY. So, with that said, let's dig in. On your screen is AMC and my Snake Algo and Snake Algo method. And last week I had a Wednesday clip on here that projected and fulfilled 100% with a overlap of Tuesday, a projection and fulfillment of Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It does appear in this position without dragging this out or somehow looking at another alternate positioning of this. It looks to me that it has fulfilled itself in its entirety already. So in the concept of the chain linking of these, like I've been talking about previously, I let them fulfill as much as they'll fulfill, and then I go to the previous day prior to divergence, or an anticipated divergence is what I'm anticipating tomorrow, because this has essentially run out of projection. So I would clip Friday and then use that and go from there and see what it looks like. So with that understanding, this is Friday's clip. Clip it Friday, overlap it Thursday, 1 day overlap, fulfillment of Friday, and remaining projection if using the clip from Friday. If we were to divert in some way to the upside and or downside, anything other than what I have here, one of two things I would do tomorrow, and that would be reevaluate the positioning of this potentially, and or clip tomorrow's movements, look at pre-market, and hopefully get the indicator and snakehead there and clip it and start using it for tomorrow. So that's what I'm looking at with the Snake Algo for AMC as it stands. The macro comparatives for AMC, there's two that I'm looking at. One is what you see here from the macro descending wedge back here prior to the January 2021 run-up in the extended version. I have literally been showing this on this channel essentially since I started streaming back in December of last year. And this is what's showing the downside and what has projected and fulfilled for quite some time now. And in this position of this macro comparative, the indication is obviously continuation to downside. However, it does essentially show a short-term move to the upside, potentially up to the 1950-ish area, then rejection and continuation to downside. Now, something to keep in mind is previously over here, the projection of this to the downside was down in quite a bit lower for the bottom than it actually went. So it doesn't necessarily have to fulfill. This is not a candle for candle projection as much as it is a projected suggested path to which it has followed for quite some time. As a matter of fact, I was showing you a while back a 5-year clip of this exact macro comparative that literally left a path for this entire macro fractal that it essentially followed. And this is the bottom portion of it in that extended version, and what I would be looking at with it moving into tomorrow and beyond. The one and only other macro comparative that I am currently looking at, I got rid of the couple extra ones that we put back on the radar here last week, mostly because a lot of y'all wanted to see them. This one here is again part of the macro descending wedge prior to the January 2021 run-up. However, it's a different portion of it. and this is what would give me some upside projection potentially moving into tomorrow and this week that I can see that has some sort of relevance with a macro comparative from historical movement to suggest that path. As you see, here it is. Looks like potentially a move, a bounce off of this descending level of resistance of the macro descending wedge that we spent 10 months in. And a hard bounce is what it looks and appears to me between, it looks like tomorrow and Tuesday, back up to around the $25 or $26 area. Followed by obvious pullback and then continuation upside. We would see that and get this fulfillment and confirmation, then to be able to feel comfortable with that, I believe. At least that's how I'm feeling about it when I'm looking at it. So that's AMC in a nutshell. Oh. GME. I'm sorry about that. Probably blew your eardrums out. 1 hour. GME snake. Same thing as AMC. Had Wednesday snake from last week that projected. We had the residual from the week prior. Then we had Wednesday's clip from last week with a 1-day overlap. And then projection of Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Once again, clipped Friday in anticipation, which this looks like it's already started to divert in after hours. Give this a 1-day overlap and then fulfillment of Friday. Right there. Then fulfillment of Friday and then future projection from that Friday clip. Yes, it's a little bit different than AMC, as AMC and GME have moved in nuanced differences on multiple days here in the recent past. So when using a micro time frame clip and comparative in a macro formation or for macro projection, you're going to see those nuanced moves a lot more exaggerated out here on the macro time frame. But that is nonetheless what the projection from that snake currently in that position is potentially indicating. I did have, yeah, we're not going to go over those yet. I didn't get to look at those yet. The couple different macro comparative double doubles, macro double doubles for GME. We're looking at a couple things from previous historical movement back in the 2015, 2016 time frame. So when I have something that I feel good about, I will definitely show you. But that's what I'm looking at with GME and the snake algo method with that. Now for SPY. SPY, I have a macro comparative on here in 2 different positions. This is the macro comparative, as you know, from the 08-09 correction and crash. And I have in what I call the extended version and the long term. The extended being the red, the long term being the blue. And in this position of both of that comparative in both of these positions, there is the most recent fulfillment of the projections. You can see they ran together for quite some time. And then there is a potential diversion coming up where obviously one goes downside, one goes upside. I have had to make a couple adjustments along the way with these. As you all know, we've discussed in the live streams and these update and prep videos. But nonetheless, that looks to be potentially where we're at, in my opinion, and where I feel where we may be at within both of these, the positionings of this macro comparative. Obviously, they're both indicating, well, I guess the extended version is indicating potential short-term downside and then some upside and then continuation to downside. Whereas I believe the blue is indicating upside. The long-term is indicating upside. Then there's the snake algo method on SPY. Now there's 2 positions for this that I have started looking at. I'm going to go down to the 1 hour to show you these. One of which here is this more extended version, and I'm getting this version of placement essentially from the previous snake that led the 2 weeks fulfilled, projected and fulfilled 2 weeks worth of movement. And this one here started off as a 1 week snake and turned into a 2 week and 1 day snake. This one could potentially be doing the same thing. If it does, this would be the placement of it. Yep, this would be the placement of that. Obviously, the indication is upside, short term, downside, and then consolidation, upside in an ascending manner, moving into this week. Then in the original compressed version, excuse me, when I originally clipped this, it was like this. And obviously the indication from that, if it were to be in this position and be a short one, would be obvious downside. So I'll go ahead and make that judgment call tomorrow, depending on what I see. I'm starting to feel as if this may be lending itself to a more extended pool like I did with the previous one. And this may be something that we end up seeing and getting out of this snake, but it's hard to tell. That's speculation on my part, and just how I'm feeling it and seeing the movements and what I saw with this previous one. As you know, the snake algo method I just started attempting to use and experiment with here recently. This will only be the second live active snake that I've used in real time on SPY. I did some back testing myself in my premium Discord, so this is kind of an ongoing thing. And the snake method is in its entirety. It's an ongoing theory and method that I'm building on and documenting and just experimenting with live in real time, and sharing that with you all here. So I hope you're able to bear with me a little bit with it, and when and if there are some adjustments that need to be made, I'm going to do that. I just hope you can comprehend what it is that I'm doing. So I appreciate it. If you made it to the end of the video, do y'all thing, like the video, comment, interact with it. I would greatly appreciate it. I was alternating, quick reminder here, I was alternating weeks, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Monday, Wednesday, then Tuesday, Thursday. I think I'm going to go ahead and keep things on a Monday, Wednesday, YouTube live stream days. Monday, Wednesday, YouTube live stream days. Tuesday, Thursday, Discord live stream days. And then we split Friday morning for Discord, afternoon Beer 30 weekly wind down. I think that's how I'm going to do things moving on. It gets a little confusing alternating like this. So I think that's how I'm going to do things. I'm going to go Monday, Wednesday. That way we're all out here after the long weekends together on Mondays. And then we close the week out on Friday afternoons together. And then we'll do Wednesdays in between that. And then I can do the private live streams in my premium Discord Tuesdays and Thursdays. So with that being said, I will be live here tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. from market open to market close, and I will see you all then, hopefully. Take care, enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening, and I will talk to you all tomorrow. Later.